Jose Alvarez, age 67, was married to Karina Gonzalez, age 48. The couple had 2 children, 15-year-old Daniela Alvarez, and 18-year-old Jesus Alvarez. The family lives at their apartment in the Little Village neighborhood located in Chicago, Illinois. Little Village is known as the Little Mexico of the Midwest. It's located in South Lawndale, Chicago. Over 80% of the residents are of Mexican descent. It has a population of just over 70,000 citizens. Jose Alvarez had a long history of alcohol and substance abuse, and verbally abused his wife throughout their marriage. He continuously accused her of cheating, and the children of conspiring with his wife against him. On June 20, Karina left Alvarez and stayed with family members. She sought an order of protection against her husband, Jose Alvarez. The order of protection also stated he was not allowed to own any firearms. However, the order of protection was never served. On June 26, Karina and the children returned home after Jose told them he would be away at rehab. However, Jose was not going to rehab. This was just a ploy to get her back home. Once he had her back home, he accused her of cheating again, and the abuse continued. On Monday, July 3 in 2023, Jose became very angry over the television being loud. This escalated into making accusations that his wife was cheating again. Karina attempted to go into another room to get away from the arguing, but he followed her and continued. His son, Jesus, told him to stop or he was going to call the police, then went toward his bedroom. Jose ran past him to his own bedroom and grabbed his firearm from under his pillow. Jesus ran from his father and climbed under a table, shielding himself with a chair. Jose entered the living room where Karina and Daniela were sitting on the sofa. He began shooting. Daniela was shot in the face and arm. Karina was shot 8 times in the face and chest. Jesus was shot in the ankle but managed to run outside, and was hiding from his father. He took his shirt off and wrapped it around his ankle to stop the bleeding. He was able to call 911 for help. Jose came outside waving a gun, screaming, "Where are you?" When he couldn't find his son, he went back inside and began shooting again. When Jose went back inside, the next door neighbor told Jesus to quickly come over to wait on his porch for police to arrive. When police arrived, they immediately arrested Jose Alvarez. A gun was found near him. He claimed he was just defending himself. Inside the home they found Karina Gonzalez dead from multiple injuries. 15-year-old Daniela had an injury to the face. She was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where she later passed away from her wounds. Jesus was also rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was treated for his injured ankle. The neighbor who called Jesus to the safety of his porch was interviewed by a reporter. He said that he heard at least 15 shots coming from his neighbor's home. Then he saw a teenage boy running down the street with an injured foot hiding behind parked cars. He said, "This young man had seen his life flash before his eyes, and he's lost his mother and sister. At least they got this guy in custody." The family organized a GoFundMe to help Jesus with funeral costs and medical expenses. It reads, "Funds are being raised for Jesus's recovery, and to ease the financial burdens of this nightmare. He is living through the worst days of his life, and while he is safe with his immediate needs met in the care of our family, there are many challenges to navigate in the days, months, and years ahead. He would like to thank everyone for the support over the last few days, with special recognition and appreciation to the neighbors that gave him shelter in the aftermath, and those that have provided critical details to the authorities about the event. We kindly ask for privacy as Jesus and our family grieve these losses." So far it's raised over $22,000. A vigil was held on July 6 in front of the home where the tragedy occurred. Friends, Family and co-workers gathered and showed their respect for the lives taken too soon. Alicia Acevedo, a mental health advocate, was helping Karina, said her worst fears were realized when she found out Karina and the children returned back home to Alvarez. Acevedo has worked independently in the group she formed called Almas Nuevas. The group encourages women that are having mental health problems, substance abuse and domestic violence. She said the family had endured domestic violence for more than a decade. She said just the weekend before Karina participated in a retreat where she told them her family lived under constant threats, with her husband sleeping with a gun next to him every night. She said a friend of Karina's connected the two and they had just started the process. She said, she had taken the first steps, and he took it all away from her. I'm unsure why she went back. She was working to find resources to help Acevedo out of her situation, but didn't get that chance. She said both the mother and children were deeply depressed, due to the years of abuse. She continued saying Karina was broken and felt hopeless. She said, unfortunately, like most women in our communities who have abusive partners, she couldn't find a way to break the cycle. We're devastated, but we will be Karina's voice from now on, and we will do our best to raise awareness, and push other women to look for help. She continued saying this sort of tragedy happens far too often with black and brown families experiencing domestic violence. She said 1 in 3 Latinas will suffer from partner violence in their lifetime. Several barriers put them more at risk, and make it more difficult for them to leave an abusive relationship. Financial problems, immigration status, lack of support, and even how to find support in Spanish all can make it more difficult and stressful.
Male and females that deal with this in some way, shape, or form. So we are going to continue to fight however we can.
Jose Alvarez was charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree murder, and 1 felony count of first-degree attempted murder, and 1 felony count of aggravated battery with a firearm. He was appointed public defender Lovelina Abuja. During his first court appearance, Abuja told the court that Alvarez has mental health issues, and has attempted treatment since September but was put on a waiting list. Abuja said he's lived in Chicago for over 50 years, and used to be a truck driver. She said he has no criminal history. Cook County Judge David Kelly ordered Alvarez to be held without bond, and not to have any contact with his family or his son. His trial date has not been set yet. Just 2 weeks prior to Jose Alvarez murdering his wife and daughter and injuring his son, Karina Gonzalez reported that her husband threatened to kill her at the Ogden District Police Department. She reported that he told her, "You do not know who I am." She also told them he had a gun in the home, and he was a chronic alcoholic and substance user. The order of protection she was granted banned him from the home. The filing said he was a clear and present danger, and the Illinois State Police revoked his firearm owner's identification card. However, this order of protection was never served to Jose Alvarez. Under Illinois law, there's no clear process for removing a gun after an order of protection is granted. And there's no timetable of when and if it should even be removed. Amanda Byron, Executive Director of a collection of domestic violence prevention groups, said, "There's no accountability. While firearm owner identification card is supposed to be revoked, and in this case was revoked, that does nothing to affect a person's ability to own their firearms." A bill before the General Assembly now would give the local police authorities to immediately remove a firearm after an order of protection has been granted, and it would give them 48 hours to do so. Representative Maura Hirschauer said, "If we passed this a couple of years ago, countless lives would have been saved. Every moment we waste in passing it is a threat to the safety of survivors and their families." Although lawmakers are attempting to make stronger laws against abusers owning firearms, the challenge still comes to enforcing those laws. In Cook County there are still over 37,000 revoked firearm owner identification card holders, and approximately 75% of those still have their weapons in their possession. The Cook County Sheriff's Office states they don't have the manpower or money to handle all the revoked firearm card holder cases, and state that Illinois law states that the Illinois State Police are responsible for removing firearms for revoked firearm cards. Jose Alvarez verbally abused his wife and children for years. When she got an order of protection, it was never served and his weapon was never removed from the home. In the United States we have the right to bear arms and protect ourselves, however that right is forfeited when you are abusive or threaten harm to someone else. Jose's firearm owner identification card was revoked, but his firearm was never seized and he was never served the order. Although a piece of paper doesn't guarantee safety, it should be served quickly, and police should take it seriously. If a man is abusive, either verbally or physically, it will only escalate. The moment someone shows any signs of being abusive toward their spouse or children, leave. Run far away, and never look back. Even if the abuser promises to do better, it's just smoke and mirrors. He or she is not going to change. If you don't have a network of friends and family, reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline who will connect you with a trained advocate to create a plan. Don't tell anyone of your plans, not even those close to you. The most dangerous time is when someone leaves an abusive relationship. Jose Alvarez was the lone survivor of this tragedy. He watched his own father brutalize his mother, himself and his sister his entire life. He was witness to his mother and sister be brutally gunned down in their own home by someone who should be their protector. Hopefully this young man gets the therapy and support needed to heal and move on from this horrible tragedy. May Karina and Daniela rest in peace. If you or someone you know needs help, contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline for support, resources and advice for safety. 1-800-799-7233. This video's scavenger hunt clue is the letter R like Romeo. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.
Want to help support the channel you love, and get something in return? Simply purchase some Elizabeth's Chronicles merch. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, cozy blankets, beach towels, phone covers and more. Use the coupon code EC10OFF4U, and get 10% off your order. The link to order is in the description area below this video. Thanks for helping Elizabeth's Chronicles continue to make the videos you love.